Hey everybody, welcome to Pure Tarot. I'm doing a collective message tonight for the new moon in Aries. My bad. We're April 1st, 2022. We just had the spring equinox as well on the 20th. So we're full on into Aries season. It's really a new start, a fresh new start, and I'm sure you're kind of feeling it in the air. I hope you are. So I hope you're making lots of plans as well for the next few months, for the remainder of 2022. It's supposed to be a very big year, so make the most out of it. Let's look at these energies in terms of these intentions that you might wish to create for the rest of the year, right? Why not, instead of just... why not go big? Instead of looking at the next month until the next new moon, let's use the Aries new moon to look at intentions that you would cast for maybe the next at least 9 months, maybe even the next 12 months, all the way to the next spring. So collective. That being said, you can decide to apply the message the cards will bring here, like to, however you choose to see, or however you wish to position it right for you. What I mean by that is I've just set intentions in terms of what I wish this reading was for, but you can decide otherwise and customize it. Let's get a card for an overarching collective energy. Sacred inner space. Keywords are sacral chakra, tenderness, and sensuality. That is quite beautiful. I'm gonna leave the card in your side of, in your line of sight. Actually, let me do it differently. Let me do this then. So I have room for the tarot. So what can you show us? What can you show the collective when it comes to tenderness and sensuality? What a beautiful theme. Especially for spring, right? Like the tender leaves are coming out soon. And isn't it like all of the life coming back, right? Isn't that sensual in itself, like this surge? Okay. First 3 cards, the Hangman, the King of Cups in reverse, and the 10 of Wands in reverse. Let me get some more cards. Well, collective, right off the bat, I can say that you're quite tired of being in limbo. Chariot came out. I'm telling you, there's movements, there's people want to really get out of paralysis. What are these? Wheel of Fortune, Justice in reverse, and the Hermit. Interesting, really interesting that the 4 last cards would be majors. So 5 majors on the table for 8 cards. That's pretty strong, right? So top row again, let me show you the cards. They're beautiful. They're worth seeing. So the Hangman. Then we have that King of Cups in reverse. And then we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. So collective, no more hanging No more waiting, no more contemplation and thinking and not doing, right? I think everyone wants to put that down, like this whole well, let me not mince my words, it's no use. I mean, this whole pandemic thing, I mean, enough. Enough with like being imprisoned and, you know, cut off, disconnected, isolated, depressed, you know, like we've all had our shares. So we're all collectively putting this down. Our emotions have been greatly affected. We haven't been ourselves, right? This King of Cups is he's not a happy camper when he's up when he's reversed. You know, when I did mention depression and you know about leaving all of these possible uncomfortable ways of, you know, being that are not natural. They're obviously a consequence of everything that has happened, you know, in the last few years. This, you know, a lot of people have turned to the bottle. A lot of people have you know, taken a lot more pills, been sick in many ways, right? Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually as well, right? It's taken a toll on everyone. And at the same time, it's been a blessing in disguise. I hope you agree with me. In the sense that, you know, through these things, people also rediscovered themselves, also rediscovered what they really care for, what really means something for them, what's really important in their own life. So, but it's really interesting that the first three cards are definitely giving me at least for me, it's very clear that no more. People really want to drop the it's not so much drop, it's more like choosing to really choosing what it is that you are truly discarding in your life. Out of everything that has happened, positive and negative, negative and positive, right? No matter in which order and to which degree within the last few years, you're really choosing what it is that really doesn't serve you in terms of your own behaviors, right? You towards you, like how you're taking care of yourself, where you're going, the things that you think about, the things that you want to accomplish, right? A lot of us have had I call it the reset. So anyways, let's move on. Then we have 4 major arcanas. This is really, really strong. I'm so glad for that, because that's for me a real true collective reading when major arcanas come out in majority like that as well. So people really, really want to be able to move around, right? To move forward in life. They want things to shift. They want the wheel to turn in their favor. They want change. This is change, all spelt in cap letters. This is also this new start, the equinox, Aries season, this new moon. There's so many repeat messages about breaking through, breaking free. It's a really beautiful. I find it's a beautiful sighting, if you want. Not sure it really applies to this context, but I love to say that in anyway. Like it's almost like I'm seeing it's because I'm seeing a multitude of people wanting the same thing, right? Being on the same page about shifting, about evolving, about really truly tapping into something deep within themselves and for their own lives that will finally have, I don't know, either a greater impact in the world, if you wish for that, you know, as, how do you say, if you wish that for yourself, right, to have an impact on others in the world in general, like in your communities and whatever. Or it could simply be that it's an impact on your own personal life, right, and the direction that you're taking. It's a really weird I don't know, follow through energy here of like the Justice in reverse with the Hermit. So first off, there's a lot of injustices to be seen around the world, and that's an easy thing to say with everything that is going on. And it's easy to correlate this card with what we see happening. It's also pointing to me that this change comes with equality and inequalities. And I say that because some people, you know, like just the wheel, like the wheel in itself, some people are on top, some people are on the bottom, right? Some people are in between. So it's going to be the same thing for justice, right? Justice will come. Sometimes it'll be, I guess, justice is always supposed to be fair, but we could debate on that as to, you know, sometimes I guess there are outcomes that are not fair or that you feel are unfair. But yeah, overall it'll come with justice and injustice altogether. So depending for who, depending when. But there's also a push for people wanting this change, right? They want a change related to more equality, more fairness, more, a better, how do you say, better sharing of resources, right? Of everyone having everything they need and not having such a great gap between the rich and the poor, for instance. And then we have the Hermit at the end, which kind of brings us back to the Hangman energy, because it's another card of, you know, spending time alone, quiet, introspecting, etc. So it's a really interesting sort of little story here, because it's almost like there's a huge surge, right? People are really fed up. They really like are wanting drastic change here. But I think the Justice in reverse, we're all gonna, and I say we, and I say all of us, because it'll be different for everybody, every country and everything, but to a degree we're all gonna experience like hitting a wall, right? Where the pandemic is still there, there will still be waves, so there will be moments, you know, again, when things may be closed down some more, when there's you know, whether it's a situation in Ukraine and some people are not being you know, like it's a difficult situation that seems very unjust. It'll still be happening, right? It's still going to be difficult, right? We're not going to solve that in an instant. So it makes me think that there will be a moment again. You know, we could look at this as the next 9 months and everything, or it could be even a closer time span, like a shorter time span. But there's going to be another movement of closing down again. I mean, the cards are showing it. I'm not even, I don't even have to think about things, you know, like in a logical manner. It's literally the cards are saying that. It's like from being like from being stuck to being, you know, unhappy here with the King of Cups. You know, I'm gonna use only the word unhappy. I mean, there could be many adjectives we can give here, but overall it's not being emotionally fulfilled, right? So somehow it touches happiness in a broader sense. And then really wanting to get rid of all these things that are weighing us down and encumbering us and like seen as obstacles, like these wands are like really obviously usually they're being carried on the person's back, but on this card, you know, they're not being carried, but they're placed in a way that is showing me they're blocking the road ahead, right? And then this amazing movement forward. It's like a big wind, you know, like there's wind in his cape here, like the wind is blowing. I'm really feeling the wind is blowing here, like the wheel is turning. But then we hit the wall of the justice in reverse, where there's going to be a lot of inequalities and a lot of those injustices might, you know, be really atrocious, by the way. And then some sort of I guess almost like it feels instinctual. It feels like instinctually people would like how do you say, like close back down, sort of to protect themselves, you know, like get back into their, like, you know, into their shell. And after such a big opening and then running into more difficulties, I guess, with the justice in reverse, having a protective movement of folding back, right? But this is really interesting because the tenderness and sensuality is basically the new life I'm sensing. And it comes on these cards in terms of, I don't sense it to be very soft on these cards. This is a very strong energy here that's blowing. But it does have the surge of energy. It is the sacral, right? It's emotional. It really has to do with these this belongs to this King of Cups, this energy at the level of the sacral chakra. I think this King of Cups is in dire need of love and tenderness and sensuality, right? It's just too bad that collectively, you know, it's showing a movement, like a big opening, and then a huge repression, and eventually a huge, like a movement to, like a folding back to protect. I don't know. I don't know if I'm seeing this happening on the next 9 months or if this is on a shorter time span. it feels like 9 months, but especially with ending with the 9 here, the 9, the Hermit card. But and it's, you know, think about it, it's 7 is Chariot, we have 8 for Justice, we have 9 for the Hermit, and 10 for the Wheel of Fortune. So when I think about it, it's literally July, August, September, October here. Even, I mean, the first card was the Hangman, 12, right? So December, but it's at the beginning. So if I'm really looking at a time frame in terms of, because this feels more like, the first 3 cards feel more like what the collective's been sitting in, or like the, and this is what's really like changing. I don't know. It's how I'm seeing things. You might have a different opinion. Let's get some trinkets. I have 3. So I have an airplane. The airplane is definitely going to go on the Chariot. A lot of people want to start moving around and start seeing people. And then we have the angel wings. Well, I'm going to put the angel wings on the sacral card with tenderness and sensuality, because it speaks to the King of Cups, and it speaks to love, romantic love, physical love, connection, right? And connection to the higher realms as well, if you wish, with the angel wings. Being protected as well. I mean, I could have placed the angel wings as protection for whoever will go through injustices here. And then we have the hammer. I'm gonna put the hammer on the Justice card in reverse, right? I'm telling you, I think we're gonna hit a wall. I think something is gonna slam hard. I think something is gonna hit us hard all. And I think it has more to do with the war than it has to do with the pandemic, unfortunately. So that's my own take on this particular spread. The cards are there. If you have any other thoughts, you know, if you want to share them, I'm super open. I love when people tell me when they read something different, right? I'm always interested in having your take on things. So please comment. I would love to have an exchange about this. And if you did like the video, I would really appreciate if you liked it. I mean, give me a thumbs up. Please share, please subscribe, of course. And I do need to thank you for being here. Good night. Bye.